guys, you are looking as beautiful as ever. Today's a little bit different of a video. Today I'm going to be baking chocolate crinkle cookies, so obviously I'm in the kitchen. I am extremely excited, and also I think you guys should bake along with me because you guys deserve a little treat today. Alright, I'm gonna go to my kitchen. Alright, as I said, I'm making chocolate crinkle cookies today, so I'm gonna pull up my recipe and then we'll get started. Alright, I have my recipe pulled up on my laptop, and now I need to collect all the ingredients, which is, from what I can see, butter, white sugar, brown sugar, eggs, vanilla, flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, salt, and powdered sugar. So I'm gonna go gather all of those. Alright, I have all my ingredients laid out. That is an empty Dunkin' box. I got hungry. But I'm gonna start now. Now that I have all of my ingredients, I'm gonna grab the tools, which is bowls, hand mixer, spatula, spoon, sifter, baking sheets, parchment paper, round tablespoon or small ice cream scoop, and a cookie rack. So I'm gonna grab all of that. Alright, all of everything is out and sorted. I have my ingredients to the right of me, and then my tools and stuff are right over there. So I'm gonna get started and look at the directions. Alright, the first step is to melt the butter, and I'm gonna do that first. So I have to grab a bowl. Alright, and the ingredient says to use 4 tablespoons, which is 1/4 cup. So that's about half of the butter right to here, and we put half of that in the bowl. Alright, I have 1/4 cup of butter right in there, and I don't think it says, no, it doesn't say how long to put it in the microwave for, but I'm pretty sure I just put it in the microwave till it's completely melted, so that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, in the microwave, and then it says to melt the butter cream with the brown and white sugar in a large bowl. So now I'm gonna get the cream, brown, and white sugar. Alright, butter is out of the microwave. It is actually super hot. And now I'm gonna grab my large bowl. I actually read the instructions wrong, so it says melt the butter and cream it with the brown sugar and white sugar in a large bowl. I thought you had to add cream, and then I was reading the ingredients and there's no cream in this recipe. Okay, so now I have to put that in a large bowl and grab the brown and white sugar. Alright, so next in the ingredients, it is to put a half cup of white sugar and brown sugar. Alright, I just put in the white sugar, but it says for the brown sugar, it's unpacked, so that means that you only scoop stuff up. You don't, like, pack it in so you fit more, I guess. Alright, both brown and white sugar are in, and it says to use a hand mixer to stir this all together. Alright, everything is mixed now, so I have to add both eggs and the vanilla extract, excuse me, and mix until combined. So that's 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 1 cup flour. Oh, I'm not doing flour yet. It's just eggs and vanilla. Alright, I have my 2 eggs. Wait, oh, perfect. They're really cold. And I'm gonna crack these and put them in. Alright, both eggs are cracked and put in the bowl. And now it is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I don't know why I don't have a full teaspoon measurement, but this is half a teaspoon, and this is homemade vanilla. Very nice. You can actually see the beans in there. But I have to do 2 of these because it's half, but you only have to do 1. Alright, everything now is all put into my bowl. I don't know if I can show you guys this. That's my bowl right now. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so now I'm going to, oh my gosh, my camera. Okay, now I am going to mix it all together. All right, everything is mixed, and now I don't have a sifter thing, so I'm just gonna hope for the best when I make these cookies. But it says sift together the flour, cocoa powder, salt, and baking powder. Or you can use a whisk. I have to. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I use my smaller bowl for this. I would think so. And then add everything together. All right, in my small bowl, I have to mix together the flour, cocoa powder, salt, and baking powder. All right, so I'm gonna use the same cup measurement. This is half a cup, but this is the powdered sugar container. Let me grab the flour container. All right, I'm just gonna smell it to make sure. Yeah, this is flour. But since this is half a cup, I need to use 2 of these to get a full cup. All right, the flour is put in my bowl, and now I have to put in the cocoa powder, and that is half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like dust coming off of like the top of this thing. I forgot how dusty cocoa powder was. So it has to be unsweetened. It'll taste a lot better. But half a cup of this. My half a cup measuring spoon actually can't fit in there, so I'm gonna use a 1/4 cup measuring spoon and just do 2 of these to do a half. All right, now that I'm breathing in cocoa powder, I have to do the salt, and it is half a teaspoon of salt. The salt's in, and now it is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. All right, now that that's in, I'm gonna grab where is my whisk? I'm gonna find my whisk and then mix it all up. I need to go find my whisk. I'll be right back. The whisk has been acquired. So now I'm gonna grab all of my dry ingredients, mix them together, and then slowly incorporate them in the wet mix. All right, my dry ingredients are fully mixed, and it says to continue mixing with your electric whisker. Fuck off. Oh, it says add about half of it with the other ingredients. So add about half of the dry mixture to the wet mixture, mix it all up, and then add the other half and mix it again. All right, half of the dry mix has been incorporated in the wet mix. So now I'm gonna add the other half of the dry mix. I think you guys can see the dust now. My whole house smells like cocoa powder, which I don't hate. I love cocoa powder. I'm gonna mix the rest of this together and see you guys then. All right, next the recipe says to cover the dough and allow it to chill for 3 to 4 hours or overnight. The chilling process helps to form the cracks in the cookies. I am not doing 3 to 4 hours. I am doing 2 hours. I'm impatient and it's already 2:30 and I really want cookies after dinner. By the way, this recipe makes 24 cookies. So I'm gonna let these chill for about 2 hours and I will meet you guys back here when I take them out. All right, guys, thank you for coming back after that almost 2 hour wait. It's now 5:07 and I have my cookie batter right here. So now what I need to do, take the top off. It's beautiful in there. Very cold. Is that a fucking hair? Okay, sorry. All right, what you're gonna do now is you're gonna preheat your oven to 350 degrees while you let your dough warm up, because when it's, okay, you don't want it to get too warm because then it'll stick to your hands when you're trying to roll it into balls, but you don't want it to be too cold because it's impossible to roll. I just set my oven, and the next thing we're gonna do is grab some parchment paper and cut it out to the size of your pan. I think I already told you this, but this recipe makes 24 cookies, and I've put mine in rows of 3, so it's gonna take about 3 batches of cookies. So cut your parchment paper out to size and lay it on your pan. All right, once your parchment paper is cut to size, you are going to grab a bowl. So let me go do that. All right, I have my bowl, and you're going to fill it just a teensy bit. I think this is the powdered sugar. One sec. That's the flour. You're gonna fill it just a teensy bit with powdered sugar, not to the brim, just because you really don't need too much. So, actually, this is probably a little much. But what you're gonna do now, oh, the dust, is you're going to scoop up some cookie dough, just a teensy bit, enough for one cookie. So that's about as much as I'm using for one cookie. You're gonna roll it into a ball, and then you're gonna roll it around in the powdered sugar. All right, once it looks like this, you're going to set it on your pan, and then keep doing the rest. All right, so all my cookies are on the sheet, as you can see right there. So pretty. And my oven has reached 350, so I need to check the recipe real quick because I don't know how long this is supposed to be in for. All right, I just looked at the recipe and they should be in for 10 to 12 minutes. So I'm gonna do 10 because I do like my cookies on the doughier side, and I'm probably gonna check them at like 7. So I'm gonna put them in, set them for 10, and I'll see you guys in a second. All right, the cookies just got put in. There is 9 minutes left on the timer, and now it's time for me to clean up because I kind of made a mess. Also, where those cookies are kicking, I noticed that my dough got warm, so I'm gonna cover them up, put them back in the fridge, and then I'll take them out when I need to roll more cookies. My cookies have like 3 seconds left on the timer. Yeah! I'm gonna take them out now. All right, the cookies look absolutely wonderful. I don't know how the fuck to show this to you guys. I'm hoping you can see them right now. Anyways, they look amazing. Very proud of myself. I think I have to let them cool for like 12 minutes maybe before I transfer them to the cookie sheet rack thing. But I will see you guys then when I'm transferring the cookies. I've decided against waiting to transfer the cookies. So what I'm gonna do is grab another sheet pan, move this one over so it's not taking up the entire stove. Put that one there, put some parchment on it, and then load another batch of cookies. All right, the parchment paper is on the sheet pan. This is my cookie dough mix. My spoon's still in there, thank God. I'm gonna load that sheet pan up, and then hopefully by the time I'm done, those cookies will be cool enough to put on the cooling rack. All right, the cookies have been rolled, and somehow I used all the batter and I got 17 cookies, maybe 16. But I'm not a freak. I don't make my cookies small, okay? If I want a cookie, I want a cookie, bro. Anyways, I need to see if these, they're still too warm and fresh and soft to be loaded onto the cooling rack. So what I'm gonna do now is attempt to scrub that clean, and then probably just, you know, because powdered sugar is amazing. New angle! I'm really hoping, this is such bad lighting, I'm sorry. I'm really hoping that my cookies are cool enough, but we're gonna test. They're perfect. I'm gonna load these up and then do a taste test. All right, that is, oh my gosh. Oh gosh. That is how all of the cookies look. Absolutely stunning. Now we're gonna do a taste test. Alright, it's been a hot minute. I know that I look like a hot mess right now, but I'm gonna taste test the cookies. Okay, here's one of them, real pretty. It's really good. I cooked them for like the perfect amount of time. They're gooey. They're not like gooey, raw gooey. They're super good though. They're not crispy. I don't like crispy cookies. These are perfect. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in today and making cookies with me. Honestly, they're probably gonna be gone by Monday, but thank you, and I'll see you next time.